Are you sick and tired of the post-York updates? Well, too bad, because here's another one. Hey everyone, Jason here, and welcome back to The Layout. The TCA York Train Show took place nearly a month ago, and it's taken me longer than I would have liked to make this video. So please forgive me. Working full-time, taking 2 MBA classes have taken up nearly all my time. But today I'm going to finally recap my visit to the TCA York Train Show in York, Pennsylvania. We'll review the items I purchased, the booths I visited, the people I met, the social media mixer I helped host, and even show you an interview I did with Atlas. So sit back and relax as I recap the York Train Show, the Super Bowl of O-Gauge train shows, coming up right now on Jason's O-Gauge Trains. Before we begin, I'm pleased to announce that I recently passed 13,000 subscribers. So I want to thank all of my new and old subscribers for supporting this channel. Seeing your enthusiasm for what I do motivates me to keep going and to keep making videos. Okay, the TCA York Train Show 2022. I'm not sure where to begin. The 3 days were jam-packed with lots of fun activities. So let's start with some of the booths that I visited. It should be no surprise that a bunch of us made our way to the Trains.com booth. They always bring an impressive collection of trains to sell, and it seemed like all my buddies found something that they couldn't live without. The owner of Trains.com, Scott Griggs, and his staff were an absolute joy to hang out with, and in perhaps the irony of all ironies was what Chris from RBP Trains decided to purchase at the Trains.com booth. I turn around and... What are you looking at?
Guy named JDStucks that he likes Norfolk Southern.
Did he convince you to buy some Norfolk Southern?
I don't know.
I think you should get some Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, I think you should get some Norfolk Southern.
Of course I'm a problem.
Yeah, you need one of those. Yes, after all the teasing I get from him for buying nothing but Norfolk Southern engines, RBP bought the entire MTH Norfolk Southern Dealer Appreciation OCS set, the same one that I have in my collection. Well, Chris, I'm glad that you're finally starting to see the light. And of course, I can't talk about Trains.com without mentioning my promo code. If you'd like to support this channel and get $10 off of your next order at Trains.com, then click on my affiliate link in the description of this video, or simply use promo code JDStucks at checkout. Again, that's promo code JDStucks at checkout to receive $10 off of your next order at Trains.com. That's Trains with a Z. Next, I stopped by Bob's Trains for You. His store is located in Midlothian, Virginia, and he always brings an impressive selection of trains to sell. I bought a few things from him over the years, and my buddies spent a lot of money and time shopping at his booth. I had to stop by Henning's Trains and say hello to Harry Henning. Harry's a great guy, and he runs perhaps the best Facebook group for O-Gauge train enthusiasts. It's called O-Gauge Model Railroading Tips and Tricks and More. If you're looking for a great community of O-Gauge enthusiasts on Facebook, look no further. So Harry, it was great to finally meet you in person. Another big hit at the show was the Vince's Trains booth. Awesome deals on a lot of MTH diesels and steamers. I was tempted several times to buy something from them, but I was able to restrain myself. My buddies, not so much. Now this next booth was one of my favorites at the show, and it's mostly because of who was stationed there and what he was trying to sell me. And it breaks my heart that what was perhaps the best interaction and interview I had on video ended up with no audio because my microphone receiver died. I still haven't forgiven myself. But let me do my best to salvage the video. This is Stu Rankin, former president of the TCA and current division car chair of METCA, which is the Metropolitan Division of the Train Collectors Association. Stu is one of my favorite people I've ever met. His energy and enthusiasm is exactly what we need to lead this hobby. But here's what was so funny about my interaction with Stu. The entire show, he was trying so hard to sell me on METCA's custom run of a Lionel Norfolk Southern SD33 Eco with the New York State logo. This is modeled after a real locomotive, and I believe he said only 40 were ever made. That's less than one locomotive for every state in the United States. Stu knows what a big Norfolk Southern fan I am, and that I still haven't added a legacy engine to my collection. So he was giving me quite the sales pitch all weekend, even sending me a beer from across the bar while I was at dinner. Stu, never say never. There's still a chance you'll make the sale. But to my viewers, if you're interested in purchasing this one-of-a-kind locomotive, you can visit the medca.org website and check out their store and purchase one of the last few models they have in stock. As you can see in the video, we were having an awesome time together, and all of my YouTube buddies had to jump in on the action. It was great hanging out with you, Stu. Next year, I'll make sure we have audio. Grzybowski's Trains was another super large booth at the show that brought a ton of trains. And once again, they seem to have something for everyone. Such an impressive display, and we spent a lot of time checking it out. There were literally hundreds of other booths that I visited while at the show. I simply didn't get a chance to film all of them because I was having too much fun. I encourage you to attend the show yourself and see what all the fuss is about. I promise you, it'll be worth it. Okay, let's take a break and check out the items that I personally purchased at the show. This first item is a big one for me because I've been hunting for one for nearly a year. I didn't actually purchase it at the show because Sid from Sid's Trains found it for me a few weeks prior, but he made sure to bring it to York so we can make the transaction. And here it is. MTH Premier Line Conrail Quality -8. It's so pretty! I've been trying to add more Conrail to the layout lately because I like to model the Conrail to Norfolk Southern transition era of the late 90s up to the mid-2010s. I used to see a lot of these Conrail Quality -8s growing up, and I really wanted to add one to the layout. So thank you to Sid from Sid's Trains for finding one for me. And it was a lot of fun picking it up at the show, and Mr. Conrail himself, Dakman on YouTube, was there to be part of the excitement. I did not intend on purchasing these next items. I was walking through the blue and silver halls and I came across this nickel plate road passenger car that was named City of Lorraine. I actually grew up near Lorain, Ohio, where the nickel plate road used to run, and this single car was for sale for a really great price, so I decided to snag it. We'll set this car right here for now. The next day, my buddy Daniel Browning, Trainman Dan on YouTube, called me to let me know that he had found matching cars to go with it at Brady's Trains. He had the 5-pack and 2-car pack add-on. So what did I do? Yep, I bought them all. So I came home with 8 MTH Premier Line nickel plate road passenger cars, and boy do they look sharp. I really like this one. Actually says City of Cleveland on it. Check out the hat. At the Trains.com booth, I picked up this really cool t-shirt. They also had this little billboard with a Trains.com advertisement on it. I like that a lot. I also grabbed a copy of the new Atlas catalog, which is a perfect transition into my interview with Jarrett at the Atlas booth. Atlas has some of the coolest new products and pieces of rolling stock coming out over the next few months, so let's go check out that interview. Hey everyone, we are at one of my favorite booths at the York Train Show with some of my most anticipated products that are going to be delivering soon. I'm at the Atlas booth. I'm here with Jarrett, who was kind enough to talk to us and talk to you. How about we start with the auto racks first?
Yeah, first of all, Jason, this is awesome to be here. Really happy to be at the show and be talking with you. The first one we're going to talk about is the Gunderson Multimax Auto Carrier. This is an Atlas O master level car. We're making this in 3-rail and 2-rail. This is going to be available in the first quarter 2023. We have lots of great details on this. We have newly tooled trucks. There's beautiful painting and printing on this. There's a whole new superstructure. It's all die cast, has some great heft to it. It's a really nice model, really excited to bring it to market. There's really nice interior details. You can actually open up the doors.
Glad you mentioned the weight, because if your freight car is too light, it can actually be problematic. And that was one of the first things I noticed when I picked this up, is that there was a real nice weight to it.
It is a die-cast superstructure. To your point, it tracks really nice, stays on the tracks, and looks really great.
The details are insane on these things. Atlas, their master line has always been the best stuff. I've said it on my channel for years. It's okay with you, can I grab what's out of frame really quick?
Of course.
Because my channel guys know me. as a Norfolk Southern guy. Look at that. I got one of these on order. I think I'm gonna need to maybe order a few more because this thing is absolutely beautiful. And as you were mentioning, the doors do open on this, right?
The doors do open. There's full interior detail. They're offered as bi and tri-level units. You could take the deck out, reposition it inside.
I always have people asking me, do you put cars in your auto racks? And I'm like, no, not yet. But with the amount of detail you're putting into this, I might need to at least create a scene where some cars are driving in and out.
Yeah, and we're making 1/48 scale vehicles that'll match up really nicely with this. So that's a cool feature to it.
I'm excited for these. These are obviously top of the line. Could you tell us what the price is going to be on these?
Yeah, so we have a 3-rail model and a 2-rail model. 3-rail is going to be $139.95. 2-rail is going to be $144.95. And again, they're available the first quarter of 2023. Can't wait to bring them to the market for you guys.
Let's move on to these intermodal well cars, because this is a new tooling as well, isn't it?
This is brand new tooling. A lot of it's die cast, available both 40-foot and 53-foot well cars.
This is the 48-foot here.
That's the 40-foot there.
Even larger, 40,
Yep,
53.
53-foot. We all see these all the time out on the rails.
Yep.
I mean, it's Atlas is into making what we're all seeing, today, modern times, whatever's out there, we're producing. The 3-rail model's $109.95 and the 2 rails $114.95. And these are available in the second quarter of 2023.
And again, that's why I love Atlas, because us modern guys, they're our best go-to. They make some of the best modern rolling stock in O gauge and O scale. I can't wait for these. Jarrett, what else would you like to show us in this display?
Really excited about the O scale GP40s. You can see we did really colorful offerings. The first responders is especially awesome. I really like the Penn Centrals, Rio Grande, Union Pacific. These are available next month in November, and they're going to be $569.95. Another model that I would point to is going to be on our operating layout over here. We have the Operation Lifesaver, and it's a beautiful GP40. We worked with Operation Lifesaver on the actual colors. It's a beautiful gold color, and then we also have the matching Operation Lifesaver caboose, and it's going to be available in November 2022.
Awesome. It means a lot to a prototypical modeler like me to know that you're actually getting real paint samples that are going to be a perfect match to the prototype. That's really important.
Yeah, we work really closely with all of our relationships at the railroads, at all the different licensing companies to really get that, high fidelity, the exact look, the exact color, exactly how it appears. That the prototypical matching is really important to us and important to our customers.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. And one of the other really exciting things that was debuted at York was Atlas put out a new catalog. And Jarrett, I know what I'm most excited for, but what are you most excited about in this catalog?
The ES44 AC. This is our newest offering. Staying with the modern theme, stuff that you guys see out there. Beautiful new paint schemes. Really excited about this model, ES44 AC, $679.95. Taking orders until December 14th on this, so definitely get your orders in with your local dealer.
And then the thing I'm most excited about, I know a lot of my viewers are going to be excited about, are the
Maxi 4s, the well cars.
Yeah, you've done these before, you're doing them again, right?
Yeah, so we're going to do these again. There's 5 new paint schemes available at $309 and $319.95. The 53-foot containers.
There we go.
Beautiful new models.
That's what we want.
Yeah, this is exactly what people have been asking for. So, again, these models are $34.95, available December 14th. Get your orders in.
And then you buy the containers separately, right? And then you can pick which containers.
Exactly. And again, we're all seeing out there, when we're out on the tracks.
I know I'm going to be ordering a few more of the Green Hub groups, and I'm definitely going to get some of these Swift containers. And I'll just keep praying that one day there might be JB Hunt containers.
I can't promise anything, but I can definitely try. I can
I'm
tease
sorry,
that
put them on
part.
the spot right now. Jarrett, thank you so much.
Yeah.
The best stuff in
Yeah,
the
thanks a lot.
Can't
Jason.
wait.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me. Thanks, guys.
Next, I want to talk about the social media mixer that myself, RBP Trains, Eric's Trains, and Norm's Trains hosted Saturday morning at the show. I wasn't sure anyone was going to show up to this thing. I stopped by the room 15 minutes before it started, and there were a bunch of empty chairs set up in front of a table with microphones, like a press conference. I thought, oh boy, this ought to be interesting. I stepped away for a few minutes to run to my car, and by the time I came back, the room was packed. We did some Q&A for a little over an hour. All kinds of topics were discussed. Technical questions, scenery questions, YouTube questions, how we make our YouTube videos, how to promote the hobby on social media, layout building, so much more. We had some door prizes that were raffled off throughout the event that were donated by the TCA, Medca, and Trains.com, and the first winner couldn't have been scripted any better. We called the first raffle ticket number, and a young boy jumped up and said, "That's us!" And here he is, the first winner, Patrick, who was attending with his dad and won a Lionel freight car. Patrick loves watching model train YouTube videos and was even kind enough to give me this Norfolk Southern coaster as a gift. Patrick obviously knows what a big Norfolk Southern fan I am, so thank you so much, bud, and congrats on your win. This was also the first time I had met Eric Siegel from Eric's Trains in person. It was great to finally meet him after so many years of following him on YouTube and to do the Q&A panel together. I know Eric recorded the entire Q&A discussion. Maybe he'll upload that footage to YouTube, I'm not sure, but considering the event was such a success, I wouldn't be surprised if we do it again at October York in 2023. And that leads me to the final highlight of York, which is simply the people I met and hung out with. This is the reason I keep coming back to York. I feel blessed to have made so many friends in this hobby over the past few years, and it was great to meet various fans of the channel. Here's Bob and Deborah. They're two fans that introduced themselves, and they couldn't have been kinder and more complimentary of my YouTube content. My buddy Bob flew all the way from Florida to enjoy the show and meet his favorite YouTubers. You can see us all here in the photo with Bob in the middle. Bob is a super fan of O-Gauge YouTubers. It was so nice to finally meet him. Of course, I hung out with RBP Trains, Sid's Trains, RJ's Trains, and Chris's Trains and Things, who invited a bunch of us over to his house to run trains after the show. Chris conveniently lives by the Strasburg Railroad, so I was able to snap a quick picture with the Norfolk and Western 611. And there were so many others I hung out with or met for the first time, and you might recognize some of them from YouTube. Bill B, John Schwartz, Optimus, Trainman Dan, of course the Detroit Three-Railers. I almost died laughing with how much fun I had at the Detroit Three-Railer dinner Thursday night. And that's the thing about York, it's so much more than just buying trains, it's an experience. And that's my recap of York. Hope you enjoyed seeing all of the highlights. If you've never attended the York Train Show, I highly encourage you to do so. I promise you'll have a great time. You'll see a ton of trains you can't live without, and you'll meet some great people. Anyway, I'll leave you with footage of the trains running around the layout. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ask questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.